Now, Nicola Sturgeon announced earlier this afternoon that COVID restrictions on large outdoor events will be lifted from Monday. Scotland is widely viewed, I think that's fair to say, as having had more draconian measures, certainly than England, throughout the course of the pandemic, certainly recently. The latest news means that football fans, they'll be able to return to Scottish Premiership matches next week. The Six Nations fixtures next month as well. Here's what she had to say.
A combination of the protective measures introduced before Christmas, the responsible action on the part of the general public and the rapid delivery of booster vaccines have had a positive impact. As a result, I will indicate that from next week we will begin to lift the measures introduced before Christmas, but that we will do so in a phased and careful way.
Let's move from one leader to another. The leader of the Workers' Party of Britain, George Galloway, joins me now. George, very warm welcome to you. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it as ever.
Thank you. Welcome.
OK, from Monday, football matches, big crowds again. If you are one of those hospitality workers who run a business through what ought to have been a very busy Hogmanay, you may rather feel you've missed the boat. Will you be left with a sense that throughout the course of the pandemic, certainly latterly, you've been led by a First Minister who has been overcautious when it comes to this pandemic? Or do we take a more sympathetic view? It's an incredibly difficult balance to strike.
If it was overcaution, I would be more sympathetic, but it's political posturing. She called it wrong, and whatever else he's got wrong, Boris Johnson called it right a week after I did, on the basis of the South African experience. Omicron was the variant we'd been waiting for and would quickly become hegemonic, would be far more widespread, but far less deadly. And Boris Johnson acted on that instinct, on that evidence, and he was right. So England, including Carlisle, by the way, not that far away, had a bumper New Year period, including a lot of Scottish customers, where Scottish hospitality was completely devastated. Now, we're being asked to believe, Colin, that only 500 people can attend a match on Saturday, but 50,000 can attend a match from Monday. What's the science of that? It's completely ridiculous. This is a huge climb down, a U-turn by Nicola Sturgeon. Only GBNews will call it out as that because I'm afraid the Scottish media has been Finlandised by the Scottish nationalist government and hardly says boo to Mrs. Sturgeon's goose. But they were saying just 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, that mass gatherings would continue to be restricted until April. And it was only the prospect of games, including Six Nations games, actually moving to England that concentrated their mind wonderfully. The people in Scotland are saying enough is enough. We've lost enough through all of this. And the posturing is about being different from the government in London. Has nothing to do with public health, nothing to do with COVID-19. If it wasn't coronavirus, it would be something else. It's all about striking a pose that Scotland is another country, a separate country, a foreign country to the rest of this small island.